In this activity, we are going to look at the hips again, and we're going to tell the difference between a male and a female pelvis. So, let's first learn some structures here and landmarks. So, your pelvis actually has two parts. It has the true pelvis, which is yellow. It's made up of the pubic bone, the ischium, and the sacrum. And the reason it's called the true pelvis is it forms a cavity right here. Then we have our ilium up here. And that makes it the false pelvis because there's no anterior part. So we have two parts to our pelvis, first of all. We have the true pelvis and we have the false pelvis. Now, the true pelvis, the false pelvis, is going to flare out right here. And this flaring is called the ala, which means wing. Remember, the sacrum had ala too. So we have wings here. And that's part of the false pelvis right here. Now, the wing stops right there, so there's no anterior part. This line, called the arcuate line, arcuate arc circle, is the dividing line between the false and the true pelvis. So when we scroll down, our true pelvis is made up of the inferior pubic ramus, the ischial ramus, the body of the ischium, the sacrum, the acetabulum right there. So, how the heck do I know this is a male? Well, I looked at several things. First, this angle is very small. It's less than 90 degrees. On the female, it's going to be greater than 90 degrees. Second, this is circular. In a woman, this is going to be a more oval. And the reason it's more oval is the sacrum is actually wider. So the sacrum's wider, it pushes the ala, the wings, out more, and makes this an oval. And what I actually do in the face-to-face class is I take the baby skeleton, I put it through the female pelvis, and it passes really easily. Then somebody that's had kids comments, it's not that easy. So, in the male, this is circular. In the woman, it's not. It's more oval. Then, in the woman, the sacrum is wider. So, the ala, the wings, are pushed out more. And they tends to be lower and shallower for the iliac crest. In order to accommodate childbirth, basically structures were changed, and as a result, there's less muscle attachment. Women don't have as much muscle attachment, so the iliac crest is lower down. So, we have two pelvises. Here's our male, small pubic angle, round inlet, high crest, narrow sacrum, thick border. In the woman, because she makes estrogen and not testosterone, thinner. They're lower down as well. It's all testosterone versus estrogen. And they're wider, and the reason why they're wider is there's a wider sacrum. This is oval, and you have a very large angle. So let's look at a pair of our skeletons. So, is this Laverne or curling? I always look there. I did not intentionally mean to use pink here. That was the color I used last. So that is a very wide angle. Why is it a wide angle? This is wide. The mold here doesn't do this justice, but this tends to be thinner. And the crest is lower down. And the whole ala flares out more wide. And we have an oval. So this would be a female. So, is this a male, or am I being tricky and giving you another female? Well, let's see. The angle is narrow. That usually gives it away. And this is round and not oval. This is thicker. Unfortunately, these models came from different companies, so that's not a good determination. We have brought higher and more narrow, and the sacrum is narrow. So this would be a male. So you're going to do two things. One, you're going to look at one that I'm going to tell you is a male and one that tells you a female. And I want you to list what you notice about them in your lab book. So in your lab book, if you scroll down, what do you notice about the male and what do you notice about the female? Then I'm going to give you 2 at random. And you have to tell me, are they male or female? Yes, I have that many pelvises on my hard drive. So, that is what you're doing for this activity.